Diary of Wimpy Kid memes and fanfics are a hot topic online right now, but instead of diving down that incredible rabbit hole, it's probably cooler to talk about the brand new Wimpy Kid book that literally just came out, Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid. Did I buy it? Yes. No regrets. I actually got through the whole thing in one day, and that's not much of an accomplishment since it's so short, but hey, now I can make a video about it, so that's nice. Reading Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid made me realize that we were seeing something special here. For 13 books and about to be 14, we've been standing in the shoes of Greg Heffley, who's an extremely unreliable narrator as he constantly praises himself and makes sure situations always end up in his favor. Well, one of the common theories and discussions surrounding the entire Wimpy Kid series this far was Greg's true nature of being a sociopath, which may sound really stupid at first, but just think about the type of stuff he does. He lies to anyone around him in order to get what he wants. He makes sure to hype himself up to be this extremely important person better than everyone else. He constantly manipulates others, especially Rowley, to do things for him. He has the belief that everything about his life is high up on display for others to watch. He feels very little shame for his actions. The list keeps going on, but you get the idea. While Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid was honestly a lot funnier than I thought it'd be, it's also pretty interesting. Think about it, Greg as a narrator for all the books up to this point made him seem like such an important character as we got to see his inner thoughts, as he made sure people knew how seemingly good of a guy he really was. But now that we've finally gotten Rowley's perspective, author Jeff Kinney managed to show us just how awful Greg is as a person. If young kids following the series couldn't recognize it from some of the other books, they will definitely understand this situation from Rowley's journal. It all begins on the first few pages when Rowley writes his first journal entry. Of course, since his heart is the most pure one in existence, he writes about nice things surrounding his family and how he lives. But then, when Greg finds out about it, he ends up convincing Rowley to make the entire book about him. Yeah, not even 10 pages in, Greg's narcissism quickly reveals itself. For the first time ever, we got to see how Rowley would write his own diary, but now sociopath Heffley jumps right in and puts a stop to that train cause nobody is more important than him, right? Now, Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid is loosely told through different stories that involve the iconic Wimpy best friends. While the stories start off pretty fun and innocent, they gradually get worse and it's actually hard reading. Like, I know Greg's a terrible person, but to see Rowley's point of view in all this is just sad. There's a chapter called Another Time Greg Got Mad at Me, which involves Greg chasing Rowley with slugs whenever it's raining. Rowley talked about how it's pretty funny when someone thinks about doing that, but not when it's actually happening. Rowley escaped by climbing a big rock, and bam, Greg was right there ready to feed him a slug from the ground. The bullying starts off pretty small, but the real manipulation is coming right up. Rowley talks about a time in which Good Boy awards were given to him for doing special things. Naturally, being that this was an award, Rowley was all over it, and he constantly tried to get the next best one. But how exactly did you win these, you ask? By doing all of Greg's chores. We could see in Rowley's perspective that his heart was too pure and he could barely even notice the manipulation, but then Greg introduced a point system. 1 point each time Rowley does something good for his friend, and 50 points equals a prize. Well, turns out that each month the points reset, and just when Rowley's been a slave to Greg for all this time, his points all fade away. Oh yeah, and the prize turned out to be a dirty laundry basket. See, this is the type of stuff that reveals Greg's true nature, and while many of his actions were clear in his own books, seeing them in Rowley's perspective just makes it a lot worse because Rowley is falling for basically everything. Throughout Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid, in just about every moment when sociopath Greg tries to benefit from his best friend or bully him, Rowley goes along with it just because they've known each other for so long. Greg almost never shows any regret for these actions, always trying to get the upper hand and being better than Rowley. Surprisingly, one of the only good Heffley deeds came with a catch. Rowley got a C in class and then Greg explained how Rowley was a good student and deserved a better grade, which made the teacher change it to a B. But just when you think, oh wow, maybe he's not such a bad guy after all, we're hit with this. Rowley owes Greg this much and he's only apparently done this. Once again, Rowley is blissfully unaware of this manipulation as he defends it and says how he'll have a lot of chances to pay Greg back because they'll be best friends for a long time. There are a ton more examples of sociopath Heffley throughout the book, and he's painted to be a pretty dislikable character. On one of the last few pages, we finally get to see Rowley write about himself again, but this actually kinda hurts to read. But I don't really think I can add any new friends because Greg takes up so much of my time. I know me and Greg don't always get along, but like Mrs. Heffley said, sometimes friends get on each other's nerves. Well, me and Greg get on each other's nerves a lot, so I guess that just proves that we're best friends. On the surface of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series is an innocent retelling of wacky moments and adventures of a middle school loser, but underlying everything is this sociopath who takes advantage of his best friend any way you can, Rowley gives Greg everything, but nothing is enough. Even after Rowley goes through all the effort of making this entire book for him, Greg shouts in the page's corner, "I told you it was gonna be bad." Seeing Rowley's perspective was hilarious, sad, and interesting all at the same time. I'd highly recommend checking it out because Kinney did a really good job putting us in someone else's shoes besides the guy we've been following for 13 journals. For a children's book series, there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye, and it's pretty cool to analyze. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.